Welcome, collectors and diecast enthusiasts. Thank you once again for joining me for an all-new edition of Diecast Emporium. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the 1/50th scale TMC Hitachi ZW310 wheel loader. Now, if this looks familiar to many of you, that's because this is the exact same casting that Replicars used a number of years ago to model the 1/50th scale Kawasaki 90Z7 wheel loader. The only difference is this one obviously is in the eye-catching and familiar orange and black colors of Hitachi construction equipment. So, if you find that you want one of these in your collection, check out the link that's in this video's description. It will take you directly to where you can purchase this wheel loader on the WhereHitachi-US.com online store. Currently, at the time that I am filming this review, which is December 2021, the online web shop has these listed for $55 US, not including tax and shipping. So, make sure you head on over there if you decide you want one of these. Pick them up while they're still there. I think these are going to go very quickly at that price point. Back to the model review. The model was delivered to me as you see it in my preferred style of packaging, which is the clear window branded box. I like these for a number of reasons, but the main two are that you can quickly identify what's inside the box and make sure that there are no broken or missing pieces. Bottom left, Hitachi. Bottom right, ZW310. Top of the box reads, Hitachi Reliable Solutions, Hitachi Wheel Loader ZW310. This is the -6 version of the loader as depicted over here with ZW-6 series. Side flaps, identical for both sides. The back of the model's box, in my opinion, could have done with a picture of the real machine because there's just a whole lot of unused space here. But the bottom right does feature some information about the real wheel loader. If you'd like to check that out, please pause the video now and read it. Underneath, again, not a whole lot of relevant or important information other than this is an officially licensed Hitachi Construction Machinery Company Limited product, and the model was made in China. Okay, to open this, pick a side flap. There's no tape or anything you need to do. Simply pop open one side. The model will be housed in two packaging pieces. Now, the back portion here is styrofoam. The top is this plastic clear former. So lift the plastic former off, reach down, be very careful what you grab onto because there are some fragile or potentially broken pieces that you can break off if you grab it at the wrong spot. Lift straight up, and then you are able to display your model free out of its packaging. Okay, let's begin the model review with the decals and details that are associated with this model. Obviously, the first thing you may notice is the very bright red-orange color that all of the Hitachi equipment have, at least here in the United States. Kind of blended with that gray or light black. I think it's a very eye-catching color combination. You can easily identify these on any job sites as Hitachi heavy equipment. The ZW310 decal and the Hitachi decal are applied very, very crisply. They look very good, high-quality graphics. The back portion of the cab also has a graphic that reads Hitachi. Again, you can see that, and I spin it around here momentarily. Something this model could have used that is not present are some tie-down graphics and some warning labels, which really add to the immersion factor of these adult collectible scale models, and it's a shame that they weren't added on this piece. Also missing, you'll notice that there's no hydraulic lines or even a transmission shaft across the articulation joint. Again, something that should be present on every single wheel loader model. But the connection joints here, the rivets, are small and discreet, and they don't detract from the overall presentation of the model, so I do have to give it very high praise there. All right, looking from the front of the loader, they have opted for the rehandling bucket or the smooth edge bucket, which I think was a good and solid choice, particularly for this loader. You have multiple forward-facing lights, two up on top of the cab, and then two on the light stocks here on either side of the loader arms. There's also a windshield wiper. If you look inside the cab, it can be a little bit difficult to pick up on camera, but there is an operator seat, which is in blue, some joysticks, and a steering wheel. All around the cab, all the accent pieces, such as your grab rails and your mirror handles, things like that, those are all done in plastic, but they are thin to scale, and the color match is decent. So again, not going to dock it too much for that. Looking from the rear of the machine, you can see that there's this large orange counterweight with a simulated tow hitch at the back, but they have not bothered to drill through the tow hitch. So unfortunately, you won't be using this wheel loader to rescue any of your 150 scale fleet that may be stuck in peril on your diorama. The top has an air cleaner, an exhaust, and another plastic part that does detract from the overall look of the model a little bit is your main cylinder ram jacket, which is slightly off color because it is plastic and not die-cast. Although, if the model is farther away from you and not being showcased on a high-resolution cell phone camera, you can't tell that it's off that badly. For the functionality aspect of this review, let's start out with what the model doesn't have, and that's, at least on my review model, the model does not feature any rear axle oscillation, which is something every wheel loader model should have, and also there's no opening engine hatches or opening cab doors. But as far as the main loader functionality goes, this machine checks all the necessary boxes, including the rubber tires, which roll very freely, a good range of articulation, both the left and the right direction, and it will hold that lock if you want to do your machine turning, as shown here. But what we need to pay the most attention to is the function of the loader arms and the bucket. Well, at the bottom end of things, mine cannot necessarily hold the most aggressive carry angle, but there is some before it automatically tilts back forward as soon as I let it go. But bottom end of things, the cylinder is strong enough to hold the heavy die-cast metal bucket off of the ground, and as you can see, it will raise the front axle off the ground. So you can achieve a very aggressive cutting angle if you want to do that. This bucket is not designed to be removable from this model, but as you can see by the connection rivets, a skilled collector could probably drill those out with relative ease if you wanted to put some forks or other attachments on this loader that you can have custom made. On the opposite end of the extremities, you can get a very good lift height and carry angle all the way to the back. You can see that I can tilt it almost to where it hits that Z-bar linkage. And you can achieve a great discharge or dumping angle as demonstrated here. So how does it look when it's posed next to a 1/50th scale dump truck? Well, I have opted, for the sake of this review, to bring in a Diecast Masters 1/50th scale Kenworth dump truck. This is the newer one with the Ox Stampede dump box. Again, I chose the Ox Stampede dump box because these are slightly higher than the unlicensed dump box. So even with this, you can see that there's no issue whatsoever getting over the side and dumping it into the back of the truck, as seen and demonstrated here. If you want another look, well, let's have it coming straight at you. Once again, the loader comes up to the side of the dump truck. Its loader arms are well clear of the side. Even if you put bed or deck extensions, you will have no problem getting your material out into any of your 1/50th scale American dump trucks that you may have in your collection. In conclusion, the TMC Hitachi ZW310 wheel loader, I have to say, for $55, this is a no-brainer to add to your collection. Its detail and functionality alone are good enough to make this wheel loader recommended. It also looks good if it's on a lowboy or working in a construction diorama. So if you would like to add one of these to your collection, again, I invite you to check out the link in this video's description from the Wear Hitachi-US merchandise online store, where currently you can pick this up for $55. As always, I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and it helps with the channel's growth. Also, you're going to see a couple videos pop up here momentarily. They are just some suggested reviews that I've done recently, so if you really enjoyed this video, I encourage you to check out those videos as well, because you'll probably enjoy those too. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, be safe, and I'll see you in the next review.